how do you take your tea?
It's strong, non-dairy milk, no sugar, and that's about it.
Well, first of all, thank you so much for joining us here at Catalyst by ComplyAdvantage.
Thank you.
Who are you and what do you look after at ComplyAdvantage? But just tell us a little bit about yourself that we can't get from looking you up on LinkedIn.
My name's Iain Armstrong, so I'm an executive director in our financial crime compliance strategy function. That's quite a mouthful, so we say FCC strategy. My background before I joined ComplyAdvantage was pretty much exclusively in the financial services industry in one shape or form. So I originally cut my teeth at the regulator here in the UK for just under 10 years, regulating financial institutions and unauthorised businesses. Following that, I spent around 12 years in some of the UK's biggest banks, always in risk and compliance roles, always centred around financial crime. So my role at Comply is really to take all of that experience and make it useful to both our internal employees, no matter what department you're in. So if you're an engineer, if you're a marketing person, if you're a salesperson, I'm here to try and help you to understand the world of our customers, so the world of our users. And then the flip side of that is to talk to those customers, to really keep my ear to the ground about what's keeping them up at night, what they might be concerned about in terms of the direction of travel, financial crime compliance, that I then need to listen very carefully to make sure that our products reflect what they need to see in a product like ours.
What is the biggest challenge in compliance that you've heard today from financial institutions?
Unfortunately, it's the same thing that I would have heard 5 to 10 years ago, which is people are being asked to do more with less. Often seen as a cost centre to your business, it's very difficult to actually pinpoint how you are driving revenue and keeping things profitable. Although I would always argue that good compliance does actually help on that front, but it's quite hard to quantify. So there's this perpetual battle against the notion that your function is a bit of a drag on progress and on revenue generation. And so compliance teams get scaled back. I mean, I've really seen, it goes in waves, but I've certainly seen a lot of this in the last kind of 2 to 3 years, where firms are making, some of their compliance teams redundant, they're scaling back. And as I say, you're being asked to do more with less. And that's definitely still the case.
What big change in the world of compliance are you most excited for?
I find genuinely exciting that has been a trend that we've seen, not just in the UK, but in lots of countries around the world, is this sense that both the industry, the regulators, the technology companies who support, the compliance machine, have this common understanding that the old ways just aren't going to work anymore. Criminals move very quickly. They adopt new technologies much quicker than financial institutions do because they have very light touch governance. They don't need to get something signed off by a big committee full of people. If they want to try to use AI to commit a fraud, they can just do it.
So criminal gangs are quite innovative and fast moving.
They are. They're extremely innovative. There does seem to have been a recognition of that, as I say, not just from compliance people, but across society, if you like.
What are you most excited for? You take a lot of encouragement from I imagine you're about to say that we're quite forward thinking at ComplyAdvantage in this arms race against the criminals or something similar.
So I take a lot of encouragement from the fact that there seems to be this across the board desire to improve things. And we as a technology vendor feel that way. Our customers feel that way, our prospective customers feel that way, regulators feel that way, law enforcement feels that way. So you put all of those things together and you have this environment where there is a really strong will to drive improvement and to take these new technologies like artificial intelligence and to fight back against those criminals who are using them, fight fire with fire, if you like. And where there's a will, there's a way, and there is this very strong will at the moment. I feel like the ground is kind of shifting beneath our feet, even in terms of how fast the attitude is changing.